Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Loki Season 1 Episode 6 for all time, always. This is the finale, and that makes me sad, but I'm also very excited because this show's been fantastic. Hopefully we're going to finally get answers about the TVA, and I'm just so excited to see where this show's going to go, what its endpoint is of this season. Maybe there'll be more seasons, I don't know. But yeah, I'm in love with this show. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Oh, I'm emotional now. Are these all different universes? Oh. Oh my goodness. Who is in charge of everything? Is it going to be another Loki? This is the moment.
Aren't you going to tell me not to kick the door in?
That made a difference.
Well, if you think it's a bad idea, I prefer you to speak your mind.
It's very nerve-wracking when you finally get to the end destination.
I've been waiting for this moment my entire life. I just need a second to get my head straight, okay?
Sure. Of course.
He's supportive. Oh, we were taking a moment. God, more with the gaudy timekeeper statues. Oh my goodness, is she the big bad?
You again. Who's impressed?
He who remains.
Oh goodness. What was this place originally?
He wants to offer you a deal. He's been
Uh-huh.
making a few creative adjustments, and he's worked it out so we can reinsert both of y'all back into the timeline in a way that won't disrupt things.
He's scared, so he's giving them a compromise.
You want the Infinity Gauntlet? Yours.
That's one way to get rid of him.
No problem. What about you, Missy?
Is that still what they
All
want?
those years on the run?
Together on the timeline.
It is a tempting offer, but
And you can have it all together.
it's too good to be true. Plus, that's...
Fiction.
We write our own destiny now.
Yes, my loves.
Sure you do. Good luck with that.
That shows you how far he's come and her true character as well, because it's so easy to just take everything you've ever wanted.
This isn't what I asked for.
I know, but he thinks this will be more useful.
Who?
He is getting desperate. He is getting desperate, whoever he is. God, with the timekeeper statues. Oh my goodness. Is it a lift? Hello, who are you? I'm stressed, I'm stressed.
Come on, let's talk. From my office.
Who are you? Oh, they don't have much of a choice in a way. They want answers. They're armed. Who knows what powers he has.
Just a little bit easier to kill.
Of course. Start talking. He who remains.
I said I wasn't
Oh.
disturbed.
Well, you're not going to be happy to see me. He's back.
You gonna prove me?
I like that idea, but you know, my standards might be a little bit higher in that area than with close personal friends.
I'm sorry, Mobius.
Mm-hmm. Are you really?
I couldn't let you get in the way of our.
That's not going to work out the way you think it is, now that we know your secret.
Ooh.
Secure the perimeter.
Oh my goodness, is this where she came from?
Just wait.
What the hell is going on here?
Uh-huh.
Your translator. How?
We have a lot to talk about.
Yes, the secret's out. She knew where she came from. Oh my goodness.
So we're still doing that.
Give them a reason not to.
I know it all.
Okay, then tell us wow, why. What's your sick game here?
I paved the road.
Why?
You
So it's all a game. It's all
Every single living being's
in
life.
this state that your head would go to that. You think you can trust this guy?
don't listen to it.
Don't listen to him. Do you think you're even capable of trusting anyone at all?
Don't be a dick. They're both learning to trust together.
I think people are ready to hear a little truth.
Oh,
now.
I'm stressed.
TVA's a lie because I've seen the horror waiting for people when they get pruned, and there's nothing necessary.
Mhm.
You know what? Only one person gets free will. The one in charge.
And why is that the case? She wants to become the one in charge. Power hungry, power hungry, power hungry.
And you suffer a crisis of faith and turn to those variants?
You're a variant!
I feel we can build this into something better together.
I'm sorry, Mobius.
God, at this rate, prune her. Oh. Does he still have his tempad? She's not going to do it.
In search of free will.
So you get to be the only being in existence with free will.
I've been dubbed many names by many people.
Who are you?
A rule variant of myself lived on Earth in the 31st century.
Eons ago.
Version of me was so pure of heart.
Okay.
Some of us lands to be conquered.
People are like that.
Realities and annihilate the others.
So because some people, versions of you are power hungry. I mean, a lot of people are power hungry, unfortunately.
Everyone. And I ended the multiversal war.
Did you destroy all the other multiverses?
Once I isolated our timeline. You're welcome.
You're a genocidal murderer. Of many timelines. That's what you are.
If you think I'm evil, well,
You might think you're doing the right thing.
it works.
Or you're a liar.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly. We don't have your word for it.
Or I'm a liar.
But they know what it's like to try and murder children and prune innocent people.
Find the right person to take this spot.
I mean, they want to send, like, their plan was to send a child to a fight to get eaten by a lion, and the terror and the fear. This isn't right.
Sacred timeline is completely exposed, multiversal war, or you take over and return to the TVA as its benevolent ruler.
We have multiverse madness and 100 Spider-Men and things, so
And why they do
this is not going to go the way he wants it to, right?
You treated real people's lives like some kind of game.
Uh-huh.
it's not personal, it's practical.
It's personal to them.
To me.
Oh, grow up! Grow up, Sylvie!
No, because it's not just her.
Hypocrite!
How many people are you responsible for killing?
We've all done horrible, terrible, horrific things.
Neither of them have genocidally killed entire universes by the multitude.
I slipped earlier when I said I know how everything is going to go. I knew everything up to a certain point, and that point.
Oh.
But now I have no idea.
Timelines are branching.
It's going to go.
Just another lie. Another manipulation.
Oh, Loki's starting to believe it more.
No lie. No manipulation.
This is so different to how I thought the episode would go.
Feels like a fresh start.
What did he want Renslayer to know? Because he sent Miss Minutes with information for her.
What are you doing?
Sylvie, hang on a moment. Let's just...
No.
Well, how about we finish what we started and kill him?
Loki and Sylvie, just talk to each other, please.
What if he's...
Oh, and he's planted the seeds to set them against each other by talking about trust and him wanting to rule and all that kind of stuff.
Sylvie, the universe is in balance. I promise you from my heart, this isn't about a throne.
Or was I thinking trusting
Oh, it is.
Has this whole thing been a con?
Really? That's what you think of me.
Oh, he planted these seeds, the bastard.
Sure. What? Wait.
Oh, I hate this. He did this because he got under their sore spot. He's enjoyed himself, the bastard, but he got under their skin. I hate this so much. No.
Kill me! Take the throne!
Oh, if that's what he wanted, he'd do it. Is Renslayer gonna appear and take it first? Oh my goodness.
Sylvie, stop.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
I just want you to be okay.
Oh. I like it. It's a little weird, but on the whole, I think they are different, and I love it, so I don't care.
But I'm not you.
Oh, did she do that in order to get... Oh, she did that in order to get her hand on the tempad! Sylvie! She's waited for this moment her whole
Back
life.
to your life.
He's already got a plan in motion with Renslayer, right? I do think you should have listened to Loki and talked it out. What do you do when your life's purpose is complete, your revenge has been achieved, and it doesn't fix the hole or fill the void? Oh my goodness. Multiverse madness is here! I love how essential this show is to understanding the other, like the future movies, or at least how essential it seems to be. Who's to say there's not another way to end the multiverse war and make it so that we can live in harmony? I'm still stressed because Renslayer is somewhere. Oh, for all time.
Always.
You gave it everything. He has a plan. I've lost complete track of how long's left in this episode.
Does he want us to just let them all branch?
Well, at this point, how are we even gonna stop it?
We can't!
Oof, yep.
What'd you say?
But someone is coming. Countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war. We need to prepare.
Is this a different timeline?
You're an analyst, right? What division are you from? What are you talking about? What's your name?
That's not his Mobius! That's why they said, what does he want? Oh my god, no, the timeline's... everything's rejigged itself, right? No! I'm so happy about that! Oh my goodness, that was amazing. That was so different to what I thought. I thought it was going to be such a kind of action-packed finale, like kind of the last ones have been, but I actually really like that they didn't do what you expect them to do. They had a lot of... this episode was mostly talking. Obviously we had the fight between Sylvie and Loki, which was epic, but just, oh my goodness. And like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what is happening at the end, so if I'm being dumb and I'm missing something obvious, please do let me know in the comments. But I guess he's either in a timeline branch right now, or it's all happened all over again and a version of him is in control again and we're back to kind of a set stage 0, so, but like we're back to a one timeline thing. But I guess he's currently in a timeline, but then he's also in the TVA, so I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe he is just in one timeline. And just, oh my goodness. And how is this all gonna play into the other movies? Because we know in Far From Home... No Way Home. No, my god. I've literally forgotten the name of the next Spider-Man film. Ignore me, I'm a useless person. In the next Spider-Man film... Oh god, can't speak, my brain is just boggled. In the next Spider-Man film, there's gonna be lots of, you know, alternate reality versions and things, and I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be phenomenal. And then we know Doctor Strange's next film is titled Multiverse Madness. So is that going to be them kind of dealing with stuff that was caused in this season, and then in the next season, like when is the next season of Loki going to come, before or after? I guess it's after, because I know No Way Home is set at the end of the, coming out at the end of the year, I don't know. Oh my goodness, just, I'm currently guessing he's on like a timeline branch type thing, but if the TVA exists outside of all timelines, then that can't be the case. So that kind of makes you feel like it's all kind of been resolved all over again. And that means that like we've lost our Mobius, who knows Loki, and they're best friends, and I need him back. So I hope this is a timeline, a different timeline, and we're going to get that Mobius back. I guess we will. Oh my goodness. This episode was crazy. And you know, I still don't entirely trust him. He who must not be named. He who remains. Because we know Miss Minutes gave Renslayer some kind of information, and then she was like, yeah, this isn't what you asked for, but it's what he thought you'd like more. And then she was left in search of free will. So what was that? Is that some extra uber plan he has to ensure he gets things his way? I'm very stressed about that. I don't wait till season 2 to figure out what it is, which is very annoying, but also exciting. Stress. What was that? What is that plan there? What is happening? There's more at play than Loki knows, because he doesn't know about that part of it. So then we have Loki and Sylvie, and I definitely think in a lot of ways he got what he wanted, because he planted, first of all, he had Miss Minutes go and offer them everything they'd ever wanted, which was, in his words, a kingdom for Loki to rule and a happy life for her, which puts into her mind the thought of, is that true? All he wants is a place to rule? Because, yeah, right before he came here, he was trying to conquer a place. Like, that's all he wants. He's going to want that more than me. And then when they were before him, he said, like, oh, you know, you can't be trusted and you just want to rule something and you can never trust. He got that back in their minds so that they'd both be thinking about that, because he knows everything. Maybe he's telling the truth. So then when they came out on different sides of the equation, he planted the seeds to get them to go against each other. So I worry that there's an even bigger uber plan happening here. I don't trust everything he said. But then maybe it is true, and that's what I think Sylvie's mistake was, kind of giving into the emotion of the moment, giving into her quest. I mean, I don't blame her given the life she's led and how, like, the thing that's kept her going has been to reach this point and kill the person there. So, like, I'm not blaming her for doing it, but I think Loki had a point. They just needed to talk. They needed to think it through, and I think if they talked and thought it through and she still said, no, I think we should kill him, then that's fine. But it all comes down to just how dangerous the potential multiverse is. And if the only reason it's dangerous is because there's loads of him, I mean, we've got enough guys to deal with that. Now, yeah, hypothetically with multiverses, once you figure out how to cross between them, there does come a risk of danger and people trying to conquer other timelines, but realistically I think most people who want power, would be quite content with just dealing with their own timeline. You have to be pretty egotistical to think, oh, I need all timelines in one. I'm just stressed. So I understand why Sylvie did what she did. I think the kiss was real. I think that was it was calculated in a sense, because it distracted him enough for her to put herself between him and the guy, and then she could send him away, she got her hand on the time pad and she could send him away and do what she wanted to do with no interactions. But I do think it was also kind of a moment of letting herself have something she wanted, because I still am trying to like fully get my head around them being the exact same person, but then they're also not this, like, they are also sort of, they're different. They've not had the exact, like, I don't know. I love them together, so I don't care. I would have been totally fine if they just kind of become like friends, but it was cute. They both deserve happiness, to be honest, and so if they could find it in each other in the long run, I would be okay with that. It's not like they've led normal lives up till now. Just that moment, Loki, I truly do think she was hurt when she thought, oh, he's just been using me, he just wanted to get here, he wanted to rule. And Loki was truly hurt when he thought, oh, she still doesn't trust me, like after everything I've done, all the times I've shown her I can be trusted, or kind of I've changed and grown in myself, and still she can't see that. I do think he was truly hurt by that. But I also think he truly let his guard down when he was fighting her. He didn't want to hurt her, he wasn't trying to hurt her, he was just wanted them to stop and think and talk. And maybe there was a small inkling in his brain of the part of him that's always wanted to rule or thinks he could do a good job at it, but I don't think that was his primary motive. And so the fact that when he stood before her, he dropped his blade, he was like, I'm not here to fight you, I just want to get through to you. They should have talked it out more, they should have thought it out more, but at the end of the day, I don't really know what else they could have done, because the whole concept of the TVA is wrong. I don't care. Like, pruning people, and like, it's not even just like you kind of zap them, you just sort of zap them so they feel no pain, no fear, they're just gone or something. Like, that would be slightly more ethical, but you rip them away from their lives, put them through this traumatic experience of being judged in the TVA, you know, all of that Loki went through at the beginning, which at the beginning it was kind of funny because it was Loki who'd just been trying to enslave New York, but like when it's a child, horrific. Then you send them to this place where they get destroyed by a terror-inspiring monster, and if they're lucky they survive a few weeks first. Like, there's nothing good about that whatsoever. You know, if a TVA person wanted to do something good, it's, you know, when Hitler makes a decision to become a politician, you bonk that on the head and get him to be an artist. That's how you could do things, even though that's not free will. Or you could think, oh, look at that tsunami heading, what if I just didn't let that happen? That would be a good way to save people, but no, you murder people. So it's a difficult one. I don't know what I would have come down on in the end, because I do think, while he may have a point, he seemed to suggest that he had personally got Eliath to destroy every other universe. So he has killed multiple universes worth of beings. I don't think he's someone that you should trust. I don't think the fact that that was the only way he could see a way to solve the problem. Well, okay, that's how you saw the way to solve the problem, but then you're also the same guy who had variants who wanted to enslave everybody. So maybe if we got some other people to solve the problem, we'd come up with a better solution. So I do think stopping him, removing him from the equation, whether it's by killing him or like physically removing him, is the way to go. I support Sylvie in doing that. I think what they maybe could have done is taken a beat before they did it, given that he was just chilling there, to try and work out what they would do to try and counter anything that happened. You know, stay there together, try to look through his files and try to figure out a way to stop him if there are multiple versions of him that appear, and try to figure out a way to protect free will without giving over to total anarchy and dictatorship. I do ultimately think we'll get there, but that was a lot. So yeah, everything about this episode was amazing. I'm very stressed out where Renslayer is. I'm very sad that our Mobius is gone. And you know, we went from the Mobius who was like, oh yeah, woo, all the timelines, or like they're all there now, there's no going back, who said anything about going back, Mobius, and I don't remember her name, and I really want to learn her name, but I want to learn, like, her name. I think she's like C90 or C30. I don't want that name. I want her name. Are they still out there somewhere? So is Mobius still out there somewhere? Can we do something that will revert him back? Because the TVA exists outside of the timelines, but is the TVA actually in our timeline? That is the question. Like, are there actually kind of lots of sort of sacred timelines everywhere? I don't know, I'm stressed. I hope we can get Mobius back, I'm sure we will. His bond with Loki is everything, and Loki's very alone right now. And then we have Sylvie, who is also in a very, very dark place right now, because yes, she's achieved her life's purpose, but it's one of those things where revenge, or where, you know, getting to the end of a goal that's been fueling you in the way this one has been, it doesn't always leave you satisfied, you know. At the end of the day, she killed someone. At the end of the day, she had to send away the one person that had kind of made her feel accepted and home and like she mattered. She sent him away, you know, they had a breakup. Like, I just, not trivializing it at all in reality, like, she kind of is now alone again, with no purpose, and what are you gonna do? I hope they get back, like, they reunite quite quickly in the next season and work together, but I also could see that maybe, like, the altercation they had, the sense of potentially betraying each other, even though at the end of the day they were both just doing what they thought was right, might cause a few more issues. I don't think they're going to be like as they were right away, but I kind of hope we get back to them working together. Like, if I was Sylvie, I think I'd almost open a door up to where Loki was and get him back, or something, but I don't know where the next season's going to go. And yeah, he was not, and the He Who Remains was nothing like what I was expecting, but he's everything like I was expecting in his vague comments, not actually giving straight answers, being convinced that he was right, being obnoxiously annoying, kind of treating it all like a game. And it's who said he had the right to control everyone's way of life. You know, maybe once he'd conquered the multiverse, he should have found a different person, a person that hadn't been part of creating a multiversal war, and got them to be the one in charge. Or kind of just basically overseeing the multiverses, but had his whole agency simply be looking out for anybody that was about to cross the multiverses. That would be a way to stop it. To have every single timeline with full of free will. I know, okay, yeah, you'd get to the point where there would be infinite timelines, but given how much power he has and ability he has, surely there's some way that they could then look for any time in which the multiverse, like, they might converge, and then put a little stop to it, you know, put someone in the other direction. Don't purge them and send them to some purgatory hell planet where they get eaten by a smoke dragon, but just purge them. I don't know, I'm stressed. I'm stressed. I'm so glad there's going to be a season 2. I was kind of hoping that we wouldn't lose these characters, because obviously our Loki is dead. I'm still holding out some kind of crazy hope, but our Loki is gone. This Loki doesn't fit in the timeline, because in the timeline our characters are in, he went back to Asgard and all those shenanigans happened. Obviously, Sylvie is not from our timeline or doesn't fit into our timeline. So I hope there's some way that ultimately we can transition them into the MCU. And if there isn't, I hope we leave them in a place where I'm like happy for them wherever they are. And I need at some point to see Mobius on a jet ski, okay? Why isn't Mobius on a jet ski yet? Why wasn't that the end credit scene? Just our Mobius on a jet ski. I cannot wait for the next season. I really hope they announce that it's coming sooner rather than later. You know, this isn't, well, this is streaming TV, so it can come as sooner or as late as they want. And sometimes streaming TV takes more time than normal TV, and other times it can come quicker, so I hope it's the latter. This was amazing. I feel like I've missed things because just so much happened, and then the ending was just like, oh no, it's not going to get resolved. There was a moment where I thought, are they going to resolve this in a movie? But no, they're going to have a season 2 and that everything. And I'm just so excited to see the ripple effects of this and how it is going to go into, like, I feel like it's going to be them creating the multiverse that is going to cause the chaos in some of the next movies, and I'm very excited about that. This show has been phenomenal. Season 2 coming is the best news I've had in a long time. And yes, a reminder, you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. And thank you for watching.